It's a tasteless, odorless, colorless gas, and it can be deadly. According to Maine Public Health, at least one person in the state dies every year due to carbon monoxide poisoning. And we spoke to a man who nearly became part of that statistic. Tonight, he shares his story as we show you how to survive.
Yeah, this was about 4 years ago.
It was a storm to remember. The blizzard of 2015 slammed Maine with snow, measured by the foot. For Kent Ryden, it almost killed him.
It was a very snowy night. It was cold, powdery snow, but it never occurred to me that it would get deep enough to cover the furnace vents outside.
Nearly 30 inches fell at Ryden's home in Yarmouth. Snow covered the furnace vent, and carbon monoxide filled the home as he slept.
My eyes opened up, and as one does when one first wakes up, I decided to go down the hall and put my legs over the side of the bed and realized that they didn't work.
Ryden was able to get out of bed and crawl down the hallway to a phone. He called 911 with no idea what was going on with his body.
I don't know why, but it didn't occur to me that it might have been carbon monoxide poisoning. I just said, did I have a stroke? Is something horribly wrong with me?
Firefighters got Ryden out, gave him oxygen, and brought him to the hospital. They told him the level of carbon monoxide in his bedroom was 1,000 parts per million.
In another hour or two, I would have been dead.
Ryden's story isn't unique. According to Maine Public Health, 100 emergency room visits every year in Maine are due to carbon monoxide poisoning. The best line of defense, one of these.
This is a battery-operated carbon monoxide alarm, so you don't need electricity going to this. You can just hang it up anywhere.
David JESTER is a Brunswick firefighter. He read about Ryden's ordeal in the paper, but knows it can happen to anyone.
These things happen so frequently and often, and it can happen to anyone, really.
JESTER says there's a few things you can do to protect yourself. Have detectors in your home, test them regularly, and change the batteries twice a year if needed.
Listen to your carbon monoxide detector.
If it's going off, get out of the house and call 911. Symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning are headache, nausea, dizziness, and fatigue. If you're experiencing these and suspect carbon monoxide, get out. Make sure your heating appliances are cleaned, maintained, and used correctly. Keep your vents clear of snow and ice, and always keep generators at least 15 feet away from your home.
I will remain always very, very grateful to the first responders.
Ryden says he's thankful for the men and women who saved his life 4 years ago. He now has detectors in his home and is diligent about shoveling his vent, knowing now the danger of carbon monoxide poisoning is very real.
You don't, or at least I didn't, really understand how it can happen. You know, you hear about things like wood stoves or somebody who runs a gasoline generator in the basement or something, but you don't think your own furnace is necessarily going to kill you until it turns around and tries to do just that.
And according to Maine Public Health, the majority of carbon monoxide poisonings in Maine happen during the winter months when we're using our heating appliances. And about half of homes in Maine don't have detectors.